Okay, we are good to go here. We're gonna go ahead and reset real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Age of Empires League Season 15. I think we can just go ahead and skip ahead to here, and we can mess around with the VOD. Everything deciding to break tonight, but we are going to easily dominate these issues. I think that is correct. Okay. Maxie's grabbing his boars. Auriko's getting the fish. And I think we were right about here. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're all good. Sorry about that. We are set now. So as I was saying about the Bengalis, everyone knows the Bengalis are one of the best Castle Age unique unit rushes out there. The red phosphor strategies, you may know it by. So curious to see if that happens, especially since this is on Nomad. But I mean, if you look at this portion of the map right here, for example, we're basically just looking at Arabia. This is essentially Arabia. So actually, Auriko has incredible wood lines to be able to wall up, and so does Maxi. Wow, what a ridiculous wood line. So both players have good defensive opportunities. If they want to, they can wall up. Obviously, the Saracens also have an extremely strong unique unit. And honestly, I'm wondering how many times I could say honestly in one sentence. But I'm wondering if the Saracens have a pretty good fast castle as well. Getting a defensive castle up and getting the Mameluke out. The Mameluke is a ridiculously strong unit. They deal ranged melee damage. They're mounted. They're on camels. I mean, they crush everything. And since the Rafa is actually technically a cavalry archer, I believe the Mameluke does bonus damage. Do they do bonus damage to weak versus archery units? Strong versus mounted units. Okay, so I think that's the camel bonus coming in, I believe. They also get the extra HP. They're just, they're really, really strong units. So it's definitely an option for Maxi if he wants to go for a fast castle, something interesting, get the Mamelukes out, and if Auriko goes goes for the same strategy, if I can talk, even Rathas I think lose to that because they're technically, I think they're classified as a cavalry archer, so they are a mounted unit. I mean, obviously they're a mounted unit. So I didn't even have to think through that very hard because this just says strong versus mounted units, right? Yeah. Anyway, the point is that could be really fascinating. That could be, actually, that could be pretty insane. But I don't know. We may not see that. That could be, that may be a little bit too much to ask for from a game like this. These guys are going to be trying to win. This is for all the marbles. So, wow, okay, as I say that, Auriko is on stone. And is, hold on a second. Blacksmith market. Yep. Okay. Okay. All right. Yep. I see what's going on here. So, yeah, that's happening. Does Maxi know where Auriko is? Has literally no idea. Sees the dock, but on Nomad, that really doesn't matter. That could be on the opposite side of the map from their base. Whereas, hello? Whereas, Auriko also doesn't know. Okay. So neither of these guys know where the other is, but Auriko's going for fast castle. We can only assume Ratha's. Yep, Castle is going to hit at around the 17-minute mark or 16-minute mark for Auriko. And then Maxi just kind of playing his game. He's got a blacksmith up. He is milling the mouflon. He's kind of playing his game here. 4 on gold. He's going to wall up a little bit. He's got a tower on the gold. Got a tower on the wood line. So pretty standard, pretty solid from him. But honestly, the scouting here is what's going to hurt. This is so funny. The walls they've set up. It's like this protects nothing. it either protects everything or protects nothing. Like if Auriko goes this way, then Auriko's kind of screwed in what they can do. But I think you know what? I probably need to do this real quick, actually. We're going to go bop, and we're going to go bop. And I was just looking at this group B. We need to make sure that that's clear. I'm going to continue on. Sorry about that. And for anyone watching, we did have some issues with pulling up the original game that we were going to watch tonight. So not able to watch that live because we weren't able to actually access the replay. But so we're watching a couple other matches here until the match between Michael Pick and I believe it was who was Michael Pick playing? Michael Pick was playing against Garuda Bertle in Group K. So when their games are done, we'll be able to get their replay files and then watch them back after the fact. So Castle going up here from Auriko, Fire Galley as well. I mean, you can't help but do that, I guess. You know, I'm not the greatest fish player, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But Auriko actually doesn't know where the dock is. It's right in front of him. It's right in front of him, as well as a Fire Galley from Maxi. And if those engage at the same time, which they will, Auriko's is going to go down, although that is going to let Auriko know that that's where he can send his other Fire Galley. So we have our first engagement. War Galley going to come in for Auriko. And Cav Armor and Castle Age going to hit for maxymczech, which... Does that apply to Mamelukes? I just want to know if what I called at the beginning of the game is actually going to happen. So Ratha coming out, forward siege workshop. maxymczech is going to need to pull something out pretty quick here, or else this push is going to be an absolute pain. But like we were talking about, if Auriko pushes on the right side, it's just going to find a wall. So Auriko needs to go left, or he's gonna lose the effectiveness, the kind of early game effectiveness of this strategy. This is a really strong strat, and it's not even that bad if you can't kill early, but it's just primarily really good if you can kill early, because this unit is it costs wood and gold, and it has the same stats as a knight. So it's wood, gold, knights, which means you can get villager production on the back. You can get resource upgrades like fletching. And it is fletching that's going to come in first for Auriko. I would have expected archer armor or the melee upgrade for the Ratha specifically, but looks like he's going to grab fletching, and this town center is going to go up, which is going to protect gold from maxymczech, who's not on stone. So my hopes and dreams of a castle unique unit war have been dashed. That's super sad. But maxymczech, even though he's not... Wow, I didn't look at this number. So... he can put a castle down, which means he probably is going to make Mameluke. That's insane. maxymczech going to try to put a castle down, protected by the tower and the town center, so it's actually a really good place for a castle. It's going to do protection, and it's already protected, so even though Auriko has units out on the field, they're not really going to be able to get in here to stop the castle. I'd love to see maxymczech move some units out here to help finish the castle a little bit quicker. That's a lot of villager downtime that isn't necessarily needed. But, I mean, in the heat of the moment, you're thinking, I got to protect the villagers. He's just playing safe. This makes total sense, yep. So, I mean, the Ratha do benefit from fletching. I said that as if, like, fletching is a dumb upgrade for the Ratha. Fletching is an upgrade when... Well, yeah, no, I'm really being stupid. Fletching is a good upgrade for the Ratha because they can convert from swords to bows. So this unit, if you're not aware, actually can equip a sword or a bow, and the damage is different. So they get 10 damage like a knight for the sword, but if they have the bow out, it deals 5. So fletching is going to be useful if you're using these like a cav archer. The only reason I said what I said, honestly, is because I typically like to use them as a knight. So Bodkin now going to come in, and yeah, these are going to be cav archers. These are going to be primarily cav archers. And since they are classified as such, they don't benefit from cav upgrades, cavalry armor upgrades, but they do benefit from archer armor upgrades. This dog is going to go down for maxymczech, so Maxie's fishing is going to be eradicated, and Auriko is going to basically take control of water for the time being. Bengali monks are also strong. Excuse me, they get a lot of armor. A lot of armor, good grief. They get loom, essentially, right? Is that what loom does? Stupid? No, it's way more than what loom does. I am stupid. Another mangonel gonna come out here from Auriko, and yeah, padded leather armor gonna hit for Auriko, and it's almost as if he knew that the Mamelukes were gonna come out because he had a monk ready. Now this unit does deal bonus damage versus mounted units, and that is what the Ratha are, and they don't deal a ton of damage at the moment with these arrows. I mean, they do have bodkin, so it's 5+2. They're gonna deal quite a bit of damage, and the numbers just aren't there yet for maxymczech. But I think actually that the Mameluke win in an even matchup, at least in even resources. I'm pretty sure they... That's gotta be the... Okay, I don't... I forget that they're not super accurate if they're just shooting units that are standing still. That was like 4 arrows that missed there. So now it's just going to be maxymczech trying to boom, keep villager production, and Mameluke production. But I believe the Mameluke costs food and gold. I'm pretty sure it's food and gold. So it's a lot easier for Auriko to get Bengali, to get the Ratha production with the resources that he's got going, but no food income? I'm stupid. I am stupid. Fishing is the food income for Auriko. So no need for farming yet, but I'm curious to know what the matchup here is going to be like. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage from these Mamelukes. But I think in even numbers, the Mameluke absolutely crushes this unit. I mean, it's an anti-cav unit, after all, as it's a camel. But monk upgrade is going to come in for Auriko. So if he can mass the monks, which he's absolutely doing, these guys are going to be a problem. But the monks are going to be late, and 2 Ratha go down to these 5 Mameluke. I mean, this unit's just wild. Once you can get the infantry upgrades on it, the infantry upgrades, sorry, not infantry upgrades, but the melee upgrades affect the Mameluke, since they deal ranged melee damage. What is this? Never mind, I'm not gonna look at that. I was saying latest 8-8, and I had no idea what that meant, but that's not important. So 2 mangonel are gonna be on maxymczech's town center, but unfortunately for Auriko, one of them was in range of the castle, so that was gonna go down. And now 5 Mameluke is just not gonna be enough to cut it against this many Ratha and monks. I mean, if you get 3 conversions, that's over half your army gone, so biggest problem for maxymczech now is the monks, I think. And the fact that there's fishing eco all around the side of his base. Not seeing that from Maxi is going to hurt as well in the long term. Auriko, much better looking economy for the time being. Really clean, really smooth. Obviously no pressure. And then double monastery monk production back here. So he's absolutely prepared for these Mamelukes. But once they get in range, they're going to get the kills. One conversion in. And good grief, look at the amount of damage these monks take. The Mameluke crushes basically everything on the field except for the monks. It seems like they're so resistant. And I was talking a lot of smack about the Ratha in Cav Archer mode, but I mean, look at this. They're crushing. Economy upgrades coming in for Auriko. And now you play the game of whether you go imp or not. Do you just go imp and treb since you know you have a lead at this point? I would say that, but and from Auriko's perspective, Auriko knows that maxymczech has had 2 town centers for a while and just put his second town center up himself. So it's not necessarily a guarantee from his perspective, you know, that like he can't say for sure, oh, I have a better economy or I have more villagers. He hasn't killed very many. Actually, 1. He's only killed 1. And he's known that his opponent's been on 2 town centers. maxymczech going to castle the shoreline up in the north and take stone with 2 mining camps. So he wants more castles. And Auriko just struggling to find damage here, really. He's got the army, he's got the economy behind it, he's got the setup, but really the issue is just figuring out a way to find damage with these units that he has. That's a lot of town center idle time from maxymczech. Mangano's gonna go down easily. I mean, these guys have done a lot of damage between just them. But ballistics is now in for the Ratha. And so all these guys are going to be absolutely brutal in their Cav Archer mode. Villagers might go down here for maxymczech if he's not careful. 1 does. And Auriko gets out with all of his Ratha. Not sure what I just saw there. Okay, so 2 castles now, which means double castle production on Mamelukes. And, I mean, like we were talking about earlier, this has been so annoying for maxymczech. This is really, really well played from Auriko. He's not finding damage, right? He's not finding damage with these things, but he is causing it. This is almost 10,000 resources collected difference here for these 2 players. And Auriko's not going for Imperial yet. He's just massing up these units. A lot on stone from maxymczech. Sorry, Auriko is not going for it yet. Floating 1,000 wood. So he's got a lot going on. Forward castle now from Auriko. And that's a lot of villagers down from maxymczech. That hurts. The Mamelukes coming out now from Maxi. But Auriko, I love Auriko's position here. Way better economy. He's got the army on the field. He's got the monks. These monks are just insane, by the way. I didn't even realize that's the armor that they get. But yeah, with monks behind this, there's really not much that maxymczech can do with only Mamelukes. Unless he gets more. And now Imperial is going to come in from Auriko. And this is not looking too good for maxymczech. The forward castle, obviously not going to pressure everything in the world. And the Mamelukes are going to try to get there. He sees it, and they're going to try to go in for the monks. But they get conversions, and that is all of maxymczech's army, and he goes ahead and calls it. GG's. Wow. Really well played from Auriko. Awesome that we saw Mameluke versus Bengali Ratha, but I think Auriko just going straight for that game plan, had the castle up immediately, and was able to get the pressure on first. And in games like this, where you're both going for such a unique strategy, the player that gets the pressure on first typically can keep the pressure on for most of the game. It takes a lot of effort and smart play from your opponent to be able to get out from under the thumb of that pressure. But if you can put the pressure on first, yeah, it looks really good for you, especially as Bengalis. These Ratha are so cool, such a cool unit, and really cool to see them in the Cap Archer mode. That you don't honestly see that very often from this strategy. They're typically used as knights. But yeah, really well played from Auriko. Very few units lost. Honestly, the whole game, very few units lost. He didn't kill a ton, at first at least. But the main thing he was doing was pestering. Look at this. Over 10,000 resources collected difference. And a solid villager lead. Yeah, GG's from these guys. Wow. Well played to Auriko. Okay, I'm being told that game 2 is ready. So I'm going to go see if we can hop into game 2 of Group K. Actually, no. No, I can't do that. Why would I do that? I can't do that. Because we don't know what happened in the first game. So we're going to go ahead and finish up this series. Let's go grab the second game from this series. All right. Gotcha. I want to pull you up here. I want to rename you, please. Game 2. We're going to go here, replays, open save game folder. Bada bing. Grab this real quick. Okay, so I think they're done with game 1. Now what we're going to just do is we're going to wait until I can get the replay files for both of them. And we'll go ahead and start with game 1 and then move on from there. That way we can get that group K game in tonight. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Age of Empires. We got game 2 here in our, whoops, not yet. Game 2 of the Group B group stage of the Age of Empires League Season 15 tournament. So in the first game, Auriko played a Bengali Ratha Rush, really strong on Nomad, was able to get control of the water, and just kind of take control of the whole game there, and really played super strong. maxymczech going for Mamelukes, but it just not being able to get there quick enough, honestly, meant that was far enough behind that Auriko was able to get that pressure out early and keep the pressure going on with those Ratha. And the Bengali monks are just insane, by the way. That unit is crazy. But we're in game 2 now. This is a play all 2. So we're just playing 2 games, and the points are going to be added up as we go into the tournament stage. maxymczech trying to lame here, actually. Killing a couple deer. So 1 villager sent forward for that. I like this creativity. Honestly, it was cool to see Mameluke and Rafa from a castle early in Castle Age on Nomad last game. So it's neat to see some more unique stuff going on here. Stuff that is a little more all in and maybe a little more risky, but it's a heck of a lot of fun to watch, that's for sure. Bloom for both. Now, maxymczech going to try to steal the boar. Okay, so lots going on here. He's basically got to just get the villager out. He's got to get the villager out of there. Or take the fight, actually. So he's going to try to kill the Eagle Scout from Auriko. Okay, lots going on here. I forgot to even do my introductions. Auriko here in the green, playing as the Maya. And then maxymczech in the blue, playing as the Vietnamese. He does get the kill on the Eagle Scout. Okay, so no scout for Auriko. Now, maxymczech lost the bear because of that. The boar, sorry. But now Auriko's chasing down maxymczech's villager with a vengeance. But sadly, these 2 women are... they both spent the same amount in the gym. And they just can't do that kind of action. What am I trying to say? She can't catch up to her. That's what I'm trying to say. Auriko's villager, not fast enough to be able to catch up to maxymczech. Instead, we're going to just opt to put a forward house down. Now, this is a super high-level play. Most pros do this in Dark Age. You'll see in most tournaments, a lot of pros like to go forward and just put a house in their opponent's base in the Dark Age. It's kind of a mind gamey thing. Makes maxymczech be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't actually my base. It kind of throws him off a little bit. He's going to see the green there. No, I'm just being silly. Auriko just making use of the villager. Going to go ahead and put a house down. It's not going to be in any danger from maxymczech, and to be honest, probably won't be for most of the game. I mean, at the point where they actually start fighting, if I'm in maxymczech's position, I'm not going to think about killing that house. But he is going to think about killing this villager. 2 villagers now forward from maxymczech. Not sure if he really... Yeah, never mind. I was going to say, not sure if he just really wants to kill that vill, or if he lost track of what that villager was doing. But yep, he definitely meant to, because now trying to wall Auriko into his own base with these villagers. Auriko trying to quick wall to block the villager from being able to run away, but I mean, look at this. Villager micro? Quick walls. Gonna block in maxymczech's villager, but not for very long. And not much is gonna happen there, but a lot of distraction. Don't tell me. Oh, they're going out here. I thought maxymczech was sending more villagers in to Auriko's base. Whoops. Okay, alright. So Feudal Age going to come in from Auriko. Good grief, that was a loud animal. I don't know if that was as loud in y'all's speakers as it was in mine, but that was screaming in my ear. That was insane. Excuse me. So, similar story here. More resources collected from Auriko early. Do they just collect more? Resources last. Oh. Maya start with an extra villager. That's probably why. Duh. Okay, so super scrappy here in Dark Age. Lots of villager action, vill fighting. Wild buildings being put down. A barracks now from Auriko just wants to get rid of these guys. So he's putting a barracks down, making some militia. The walls are going to finish, but I don't think this is going to do a whole lot more than slow Auriko down a little bit. He's got the militia, and villagers will be able to break that down pretty easily. To to begin with. But the walls do complete. So Auriko is walled into his own base. maxymczech gets... No, doesn't. Gets his Vil killed. Does not get a Vil kill. So 3 villagers down now. Going to be 4 for maxymczech. If Auriko backs up and hits this villager. maxymczech's gonna pull his scout in and try to quick wall the militia. This is just insane. Is he faster? Yeah, so the militia's a little bit faster. But even though this villager's gonna die, honestly, he's gonna get some good intel. Wow, okay. We have the Viper here in Group K. Honestly, this is insane. Quick walls for maxymczech is going to protect his villager. He's going to do his best to keep this thing alive. But skirms... Oh boy, the skirms are going to come out of the archery range for Auriko and definitely going to hunt this guy down. Yeah, 100% going to try to hunt that thing down. No, no, no! Not like this! The tiger got him! Oh, Carl. Oh, man. Alright, so the villager goes down after all. Then the skirmisher didn't even need to do anything. He just called to the wild and the tiger finished him off. Auriko's still walled in here, although, I mean, it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have to get out with his villagers. Do much. He already has some out here. He can mill these guys or not if he wants to just walk to the mill back there. So now it's militia and skirms for Auriko. As Double Bit Axe comes in. maxymczech gonna go ahead and try to tower his front of his base. So the tower is gonna go up. It's gonna protect the berries. It's gonna protect some wood lines up here if he decides to use that. But that's probably not super important, as obviously there's a lot of room back here to chop wood on. This is Glade, right? Yeah, I'm not stupid. This is Glade. Capture Age, for some reason, not showing me the name of the map, but this is absolutely a Glade or Glade style map. Okay, so not much happening, but definitely a better economy, I think, for for Auriko. Auriko has a villager lead. It's not significant, but 5 villagers in feudal age hurts a little bit. It's definitely an advantage. Now, Auriko can break the wall down with these militia. Oh, good grief, that's gonna take a minute. But once the wall's down, Auriko can move forward with those. Never mind, he literally cannot move forward with the men-at-arms to pressure the wall. They're gonna be useless units as soon as that wall is down, because the tower protects the wall for maxymczech. And at this point, it's just whoever can boom faster. I'm trying to find like relevant information here. So tiny bit more idle TC time for Auriko, but it doesn't translate to anything because there's still a 5 villager lead for the green team. Blacksmith gonna come down now, and 500 food, 200 gold in the bank. So blacksmith archery range. Auriko's definitely gonna try to get up to castle age. And as Maya, you know, you'd be wondering, maybe we're gonna see plumed archers, but this isn't really a map that serves them super well. Hold on. Yeah, so that was the greatest thing. You know what? Hold on, we gotta fix this. We're gonna go like this, so that your chats do show up, and I have to fix that as well. Yeah, that was incredible. Losing the villager to the wolf back there was absolutely brutal. What is happening to my screen? I'm so glad you couldn't see that, because what in the world was that? That looked like aliens were hacking my computer or something. Okay, so Castle Age is going to be on the way now from Auriko, and a market for maxymczech. And we can assume a blacksmith or archery range for him as well, as he's definitely trying to get up to the castle age. But even scores. So, you know, if you're either one of these players, you're thinking, okay, game's pretty even still. You may have felt like you accomplished something, but you didn't really. No, I'm joking. The point is that both players slowed down equally, right? So the Tiger now turning sides, gonna chase down the skirmisher from Auriko. So far, the most exciting thing that's happened in this game is come from this Tiger. But wow, okay, Auriko's got back up now. And the skirmisher, will he survive? He will. Wow, barely, bleeding out. And no monks to heal him. Auriko playing with fire? I don't know if he... Is it... What did I miss? There's no fletching. So he's just patrolling closer to the tower now. But the arrows will literally never hit unless maxymczech picks up ballistics, which he might, as he's putting an archery range down. Okay, so it's going to be archery range for both. And fletching going to hit for Auriko. Still on only a few skirms. And Auriko's going to hit the castle age and go for bodkin. Get some economy upgrades. Castle age is going to hit in a minute for maxymczech. Already has fletching. So I'm curious to see. We're going to go archers. Okay, so skirmishers for both. Doubly archery range. Double archery range for maxymczech. So the Maya get discounted units, I believe. Excuse me. So discounted foot archers. Excuse me. They just cost less across the board. But the Vietnamese get archers that have more HP. So decent bonuses for both. But the skirms do benefit from the bonus that the Vietnamese get. However, skirms don't benefit from the benefit of the Maya. Is that right? I may be wrong on that. I don't believe skirm counts as a foot archer. I think it's a... Well, you know what? He comes from the archery range. No, I think that only applies to the actual archer line. So in skirm versus skirm here, the Vietnamese skirms, excuse me, are definitely going to take the victory. Wow, okay, so I didn't even see this. Somehow I didn't see that. maxymczech putting a forward castle down way faster, gets a lot of villas forward and puts the castle down in time, but he's not going to be able to stop Auriko from making his. Without, oh no, he does have bodkin, so there's no extra range he can get. Oh man, barely. Wow, hold on a second. Did a bodkin just hit? Yeah, bodkin just hit. No. I don't understand. What? This is 8+2 for both. I think Capture Age is just confused. Yeah, I think Capture Age is just confused. What I'm confused about is because if he got bodkin and that gave the castle extra range enough to shoot the villagers, which this next tile I believe would give him enough range to hit them, then he could have actually denied that castle. But it's literally completely beside the point. Well, we can't fast forward to live because we're not live. It's beside the point completely because the castle does go up. So eventually, this castle from Auriko will go down. From maxymczech's castle fire alone, just because he was able to get that castle up so much quicker. But on the other side of that coin, this thing. So Auriko's going to make rams, and for what maxymczech has... Oh, wow, okay, actually petards for maxymczech. Is he going to send it directly in? And okay, no, he's going to wait. So they're both going to see flags on their castle. And plumed archers are going to start to come in for production for Auriko. Auriko pretty heavy on farms. I don't know why I said that. It's only 13. It's not really a lot of farms. The only reason I said that is because looking up here, I'm thinking, okay, you're making a wood and gold unit, you know, but it's not like he doesn't have enough to make the unit that he's trying to make. So Petard's going to keep on being made here for maxymczech. He's going to hold off on those. And plumed archers is going to continue being made for Auriko, as well as battering rams. So one of these castles is going down, 100%. maxymczech going to repair his castle a little bit. Just wants to make sure he gets the edge. And I'm not sure if he's doing the math. I don't know the math. I think it's 5 or 6 or 7 petards to kill a castle. I want to say it's 6 or 7. Who destroyed that? Okay, that was blue. Okay, yeah, so smart thinking here from maxymczech. He's going to delete the house and the walls and give his petards a lot more room to go across to the other castles. Fast forward back to where we were. The house goes down, and now the petards have a lot more room. They can all move at the same time. He's probably thinking he doesn't want them to be like single file, right? Okay, so this is 5. This is going to be 6 petards. And the castle is already, what, a quarter of the way dead? 1/5 of the way dead? I mean, a quarter of the way dead. More than, doesn't matter. The castle is hurt. And maxymczech is just fine. And rams from him too. I completely missed this. So Siege Workshop back here. Rams are going to come forward. Petards, I mean, surely they're going to go forward too. This is a lot for one castle. If the petards don't kill it, the rams will. And the rams are going to come out from Auriko. He sees what's going on here. Boom, 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 boom. The castle's going to go down immediately from Auriko. Wow. And the rams, they say, you know what? Our job is done. Let's go back here. Clock out. We're done here. And you know what? Yep, I was going to say rats and archers now can be made for maxymczech, which are absolutely dominate other archer units. They have super high pierce armor. So if you don't know, the Vietnamese get the rats and archer. It's their unique unit. And the rats and archer is really strong because it gets a lot of pierce armor. So it's very, very effective against other archer units. In fact, I think a rats and archer beats a skirm? Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're really, really good. They're really good archery units. But really good shots here from that mangonel for Auriko, which does go down. Auriko needs the rams to be able to... Oh, sorry, maxymczech needed the rams to be able to fend this off, as he doesn't have any infantry, and once under the castle, without murder holes, this castle will not be able to shoot them. But Auriko having to deal with some weird pathing, I think, or maybe just trying to get his rams out, deciding that's not what he wants to do. He's going to lose all but one of them. 17 health left on the last one. Okay, so no, he sees the mangonel from maxymczech, that's why. So Auriko saw the mangonel from maxymczech. He's going to say, nope, that's not going to work, and he's going to back off. Now, rats and archers can start to be made for maxymczech. Otherwise, there's no army production. I'm totally lying again. So double skirm, double archery range skirmisher production. He's going to go for elite skirm as well, as he knows there's plumed archers there. Interesting. So in a second archery range now going to come out for Auriko. And in terms of economy, both honestly really clean so far. maxymczech barely has a villager deficit, has a 3 villager difference at 60 villagers. So wow, okay, now it's 6. What just happened? Did they all make one at the same time? Okay, cool. But Auriko is on 3 town centers, so definitely has an advantage there. University now going to come in for maxymczech, and probably ballistics as well. I can only assume. If not ballistics, then he may be trying to go... Yeah, okay, so ballistics going to hit for him. I was wondering if he was going to try to get put a monastery down and just go for imp off of those two buildings. But I'm pretty sure with skirms and rats and archers, maxymczech's army absolutely wins here. I mean, completely clears. With equal upgrades, I'm pretty sure this wins. But the problem is the plumed archers, even though they deal a little less damage. I mean, look at this. That's a... Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, so let's compare it to an elite skirm. An elite skirm gets 4+2 pierce armor. And a Rattan Archer also gets 4+2 pierce armor. So it's the same armor as a skirm. It's the same exact armor as a skirm. That's insane. But they get the damage of an archer. That's what's special about them. And they cost wood and gold, right? So if you want to use food for villagers, you can spend your wood and gold on Rattan production and keep those going. So yeah, okay, I was right. He didn't even need a excuse me, he didn't need a monastery either way. I said I was right, but really I was stupid again because he has a castle. So maxymczech gonna click up to the Imperial Age, but it looks like Auriko is also thinking the same thing. Are we gonna see a little bit of a sell here? Or a gather hotkey? Yep. So both are on their way to Imperial Age. maxymczech's gonna get there about a minute sooner. And he's got the mangonel. He's got what he needs to push out here. But Auriko definitely has map control. Emo definitely has map control. Thumbring gonna hit. So Thumbring gonna hit for maxymczech, and Auriko does not have that, I don't believe. Yeah, does not have that yet. More economy upgrades now for maxymczech, so it's really just, it's a bit of a long game here. So both of them are gonna play for how Imp goes. Both going for Imp. Honestly, the advantage here for the Vietnamese, a really big advantage now that I'm thinking about it. The Vietnamese get Imperial skirmishers, which they can make, obviously it's just an upgrade. It's an Imperial upgrade for their skirmishers. Which in a battle with these units means that the Vietnamese win. I mean, they clear it. Like I was saying before, archer units, skirmishers. Okay, a little bit of melee now. So Eagle Warrior gonna come out, and monks. Auriko. But Imperial Age is gonna hit. Let's see what he goes for. So Bracer for maxymczech. Chemistry. Both necessary. He's probably not gonna want to take the fight until he has those upgrades in though. But 15 seconds now. If he tries to take the fight as soon as he gets Bracer, this is gonna be really big for maxymczech. But does he see the rams? Or the mangonels, sorry. There's 4 mangonels down south from Auriko. That's a lot of potential for his units to go down. Bracer's in. So this is the time to take the fight if he wants to take it. Imperial Age gonna hit from Auriko. He's trying to get the melee upgrades for his units. The Trebuchet is already on the way from maxymczech. Now 2 Trebuchets in queue for Auriko. And now it's just a game of whose army can clear who's first. Ring armor going to come in for maxymczech. Yeah, so as far as these units go, the Vietnamese are going to dominate. I mean, they have every advantage. He gets Imperial Skirmisher, which I'm sure he will pick up eventually as he has this many of that unit. He's just got to watch out for these mangonel. But with the upgrades he has the range from Bracer. Oh, split micro. He's going to get a hit by that mangonel. Oh, no! I think it made me cough and die. Huge hit. That's a big loss. That is a big loss. And more of these Eagle Warriors going to come out for Auriko. He's got 5 more in the queue. And the Treb now. So 2 Trebs for the Vietnamese player. But it's going to be soon 2 for Auriko and more. And he's the one that's got his castle under fire. So he's got to push out of this. He's got a mangonel that's hiding behind this castle, still patrolling. That he's doing nothing with. He must have noted that at this time. Never mind, it's still patrolling. Like in a unit v unit battle here, like I was saying, the Vietnamese just dominate. Even with the Eagle Warriors, wow, they have a lot of pierce armor. Maybe not. Maybe not with that. Good grief. 1 Treb's gonna go down for Auriko. 4 villagers though. Only 4 villagers repairing this castle. Probably not gonna be enough. But another trebuchet goes down. And the Vietnamese get bombard cannon. Do the Maya? No. But this is huge. I mean, that's another big hit from Auriko. It just hurts so much to see. He's gonna body block. This is really well played here from maxymczech. The gate's open And Auriko wants to get in with these units to hit the trebs, but he's just going to body block and block the gate so that the Eagle Warriors cannot get in. They're now elite Eagle Warriors. They have their upgrades. They're going to shred these archer units. And they're going to be able to resist a lot of this castle fire too. I mean, they're going to be able to get in there. One treb's going to go down. Auriko's like, come on. What's going on here? Murder Hole is going to try to come in here from our maxymczech, but the trebuchets are going to go down for him. This mangonel could be huge right now if he sees that. Oh, the mangonel could be huge right now if he sees that. These units are so grouped in. They're locked under the castle fire. Okay, really well played here from maxymczech. Credits where credits due. The gate gets locked. The units can't get out. Murder Holes comes in for the castle. And the Eagle Warriors are going to go down. I'd love to see Imperial Skirmishers now. I'd love to see Imperial Skirmisher. I mean, but this is a lot of archer units continue to be made against a civ that's making this guy. And these are brutal. That is insane. 8 pierce armor completely negates these skirmishers' damage. So they're only dealing 1 damage per hit. In fact, that may be the case for the rats and archers as well. I don't know. Are there any back here? I can't see if there are any back there. I don't think so. But it's skirms. I mean, it's skirms against a super high pierce armor unit. I mean, he's going to see now that Auriko is making a ton of these. And I mean, if he loses this castle, which he will, it's not looking good for maxymczech. Auriko, the elite Eagle Warrior, is just able to withstand so much damage from these archer units. He's going to try to block the gate again. Good grief. And the trebuchet, I think, actually will get blocked by the gate. Maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy. But villagers now being sent forward. The elite Eagle Warriors are in maxymczech's base, and I mean, the only thing he can make is archer units. And like we've said again, the elite Eagle Warriors just dominate archer units. So really well played from Auriko. Really great showing from both players. I mean, what can you do in maxymczech's place? You know, you got all these super strong archer units. You got to keep making them. You got to keep making them, right? But the fact that these guys, Eldorado, I think, is actually Eldorado is an insane tech, if I remember right. Yeah, they get a ton of HP. So it goes from 60 to 100 HP on these guys if they didn't need enough help, if they didn't have enough help against the archer units from the Vietnamese. But well played from both. And Auriko taking it in a sweep, taking both games. Really, I guess technically not a sweep because it's not a best of 3, but anyway. Auriko winning both games and is going to be really happy with his performance in this series so far.